Hi everybody, it's me, Kat Yui. Once again, I am doing on Tumblr. I'm doing one of my Distract Me challenges, which is basically you challenge me to read a fanfic, watch a pilot of a TV show, discuss a topic, and I shall do it. If you want to do it on YouTube, do that as well. I have Hulu and Netflix at my command. You have to link me to any fanfics, but once again, it's anything I can do in under an hour or less. So if it takes longer than an hour, I probably won't do it. Sorry. For now. If this goes well and I do really well at this, then maybe we'll move on to bigger things, but for the moment, if it takes more than an hour, no. But right now I have a challenge from Killer Queen 80 over on Tumblr. She wants me to read her fanfic, What Happens in Vegas. Now, I do admit I have read this before, and I loved it the first time I read it. It's a Kublam fic. Kublam, which is Kurt, Blaine, and Sam. So it's very nice. I love this fic. Let's go and read it. Okay. The summary, it's titled What Happens in Vegas by Killer Queen 80. Based on this prompt on Tumblr, Kublam morning after, Kurt, Sam, and Blaine get really drunk in Vegas. Okay. Kurt stands at the foot of the bed, clutching his coffee mug in his hand. Despite spending the last 15 minutes clutching the toilet and puking up a few of his organs, he's still nauseous. His head is pounding, and the sunlight pouring into the room is not making it worse. Sorry, I'm stuttering over words. His muscles are sore, his feet hurt from the hours spent walking around the logs of Vegas Strip, and he's got a pretty wicked sunburn. But as he stares at the bed in front of him, he mostly just wishes he could go back in time and smack himself. His fiancée and his best friend upside the head and take their drinks away from them. Fucking free drinks in the casino, as long as you're gambling. That's how this started. Which moved on to them buying huge daiquiris and giant cups shaped like the Eiffel Tower and drinking them out of swirly straws. Last things Kurt really remembers is deciding they needed to collect those cups from every hotel on the strip so they had souvenirs to take back to their friends. I'm so glad I never go to Vegas. It would end so badly for me. Sorry, little break there. He's really stupid when he drinks. He's also very flirtatious. And when that's added with Blaine's tendency to be a horny drunk and the fact that Sam looks the way he does, it's only natural that they did something stupid. Like getting blackout drunk with stupid Blaine and stupid Sam and their stupid inside joke about how Blaine has always wanted to do Sam. A groan comes from the bed and Kurt looks down as Blaine throws an arm over his eyes and tries to block out the sun, but as he moves, the sheets shift, uncovering Sam's naked body. Kurt tries to avert his eyes, but he can't. Sam is really pretty. He needs to stop this. This is not okay. He and Blaine did the one thing they swore they'd never do. Okay, two things. Not only did they have a threesome, but they pursued and seduced one of their straight friends, and when they have gay friends in New York who would have lined up to have sex with the two of them. Kurt's not being cocky. It's the truth. He knows Sebastian is still lurking around at Columbia. Every time they run into him, he looks at Blaine like he's a steak dinner. And Adam, he knows Adam would do it if he asked because he never says no to Kurt and he knows that he thinks Blaine is cute. And Chandler's at NYADA, he'd definitely hook up with them. That's not counting the guys he sees eyeing them at the clubs. Finding another gay guy to have sex with would have been easy. But instead, they had to seduce Sam. Blam is going to be over, and it's going to be their fault. Blaine will never forgive himself, and he's going to resent Kurt, and they just got engaged. They're going to break up again. With that thought, Kurt's stomach rumbles again. He has to sit down and take a deep breath to avoid throwing up on the bed. My dramatic reading of this actually really sucks. Sorry! Last time I was much better at my dramatic reading. Today is not that day. Hopefully this can be salvaged. Maybe Sam just watched and jerked off. Kurt drops his head into his hands, thinking of whether he should tell Mercedes, when he feels a foot nudge him. He turns around and sees Sam sit up, his hair a complete disaster, and his neck and chest covered in hickeys and bruises. It makes Kurt dry heave. Dude, don't puke on me, Sam says, voice hoarse. I feel like I'm dying. Am I dying? Sam starts to get off the bed and winces. Ugh. My ass hurts. Is that normal for your ass to hurt? Oh God, Kurt groans. So it's not normal? Sam, how much do you remember? Sam reaches over the side of the bed, feeling around for his underwear and not finding them. He starts to look around the room and sees them sitting on the dresser. Not much. Did we have sex? I had sex with both of you? Wow. Why are you guys yelling? Blaine asked, his voice muffled from when his face is buried under the pillow. Sam, I am so sorry. Please don't stop being friends with Blaine because of this. Why would I stop being friends with Blaine? Because we got drunk, couldn't control ourselves, and seduced you? Kurt says as if Sam is several steps behind in this conversation. You did? That's not how I remember it. I thought you didn't remember anything. I remember enough to know that there was no seducing. You tried, but you started making these faces, and I totally thought you were about to, barf. But then Blaine told me those were your sexy faces, so I kissed you. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Why is everyone talking so loud? Kurt smacks Blaine and then rips the cover off and blah 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 blah. Speaking, not blah. I'm sorry, my speaking is bad. Time to wake up, Blaine. Blaine sits up, squinting. Am I dead? I'm never drinking again. Seriously? I mean it this time. Blaine, do you remember anything? What do you remember about last night? I am switching words around all the frickin' time. So we're sorry. Kurt asked, frowning as his fiance's hickey-covered neck. Those are definitely not Kurt-sized hickeys. Those are seriously huge hickeys. Lots of frozen drinks and souvenir cups. And you made out with Sam. And then I made out with Sam. Then I made out with you. Then I think your phone rang, so I made out with Sam some more while you talked on the phone. Blaine looks over at Sam's mutilated, bruised chest. Did I do that? Was that me? I'm so sorry, Sam. Oh, God, this is going to ruin our friendship. I didn't mean for this to happen. Oh, my God, will you two stop apologizing? It is not that big of a deal. No one seduced me. I'm pretty sure I started it. Just tell me what to do about my sore ass because we're sitting really sucks right now. Oh, Jesus, Blaine says, hand over his mouth. He gets up and runs to the bathroom, only to come out a couple seconds later. False alarm. Sorry. Sam, you're telling me you bottomed last night? Is that why my ass hurts? Am I gay now? Does it make me gay? Because I was really hoping to get back together with Mercedes at your wedding. I had a speech planned and everything, but if I'm gay now, that's not going to work. Sam looks back and forth between Kurt and Blaine, hoping one of them has an answer. That time I kissed Rachel, I thought I was bi, but I wasn't. It was because kissing feels nice. Everything feels nice when you're drunk, so maybe not, Blaine offers gently. He didn't just kiss us, Blaine. He had sex with us. He bottomed. That's not some high school sexuality crisis. I know, Kurt. I'm just saying. I understand his confusion, that's all. Sam, I don't think you're gay. Maybe you're bi? Have you ever thought about guys like that before? Kurt asks, crawling out the bed and sitting in front of Sam, taking his hand. Ugh. Sam looks up at the ceiling, deep in thought. I always thought Channing Tatum had nice abs, and I liked Magic Mike a lot. I bought the DVD and everything. Oh God, can we not talk about that movie? I'm having a hard time not throwing up my organs as is. Dude, I swear, I didn't even notice your brother. That's it! You're not gay! Kurt yells, causing Blaine to clutch his head. What? How do you know? You watched a movie where Cooper Anderson strips, and you didn't even notice him? No way you're gay, Kurt says matter-of-factly. Seriously, Kurt? Are you serious? You said that movie was terrible, and that Cooper was stiff and not believable as a stripper, and that the script was terrible. The script was terrible. I may have said that other stuff because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but now is not the time for that. Unbelievable, Blaine mutters to himself as he reaches for the closest pair of underwear he can find and pulls them on. They sit in awkward silence for a moment before Kurt slaps his forehead. Oh no. You said I took a call while you were making it with Sam? You don't happen to know who it was, do you? Sam and Blaine look at Kurt and shake their heads. Sam gets up and grabs his underwear off the dresser and pulls them on before flopping back down on the bed, on his stomach. Kurt gets up and grabs the hotel phone, dialing a phone number. His cell phone can be heard ringing, his Viva Las Vegas ringtone coming from under the bed. He reaches down to grab it before joining Blaine and Sam on the bed. Oh no, Kurt says when he looks at his phone. Please tell me it wasn't Bert, Blaine says. Kind of wish it was, Kurt replies ominously as he scrolls through his phone. Apparently, I FaceTimed Rachel and Santana, and Santana texted me this morning. He hands the phone to Blaine and Sam. Satan, 4:14 a.m. So, Drunky McBlackout, not only did you FaceTime Rachel and I, but you forgot to hang up. And Rachel is a better person than me. She hung up before we could catch you popping Trouty's butt cherry. Blaine and Sam stare at the phone. Your phone was under the bed? What's the worst thing they could have seen? They probably heard more than they saw, but that's a little too accurate, so clearly they heard enough, Blaine answers. Our wedding is in 2 weeks. Everyone at our wedding is going to know, Kurt says, shaking his head. No, they won't. I have a plan. Finn and Puck get here later today. If they ask about my hickeys, we'll tell them I hooked up with a girl last night. No one else has to know. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Fact. Santana wasn't in Vegas. She was in New York, which means she's going to tell everybody. What about Mercedes? What are you going to tell her? No way she's getting back together with you now. Sam avoids her eyes before getting up and getting dressed. Sam, you are not going to lie to my best friend about this. If you lie, then I have to lie. Mercedes does not deserve being lied to, Kurt says sternly, standing up and crossing his arms, glaring at Sam, which would have been more threatening if he wasn't wearing a fluffy robe with his hair standing on end, looking like an adorably ruffled kitten. I'm not going to lie to her, Sam mutters. You better not, Kurt says, relaxing. Sam, why are you being weird now? Blaine asks. Look, Mercedes and I may or may not have once or twice discussed the idea of me hooking up with a guy for enjoyment. And once or twice you guys may or may not have come into the conversation, Sam says, avoiding their eyes. Oh my God, you used us to get back together with Mercedes? Blaine exclaims. Kurt gasps and looks at Sam accusingly. What? No, I didn't plan this. I didn't come here with the plan to have sex with my best friend and his fiancé. It just happened, and I know Mercedes isn't going to be upset about it. Well, other than the fact that she missed it. Then what was all that about being afraid to tell her at the wedding? Well, I wanted to be sure I wasn't gay first. I don't want to get back together with her and then have to be all on the DL with guys and stuff. That would be terrible, and then she'd write a song about it. Blaine shakes his head, and Kurt just stares at Sam in shock, not quite used to Sam's logic as Blaine is. So, what now? Kurt looks back and forth between Sam and Blaine before answering. We never talk about this again, which means no, Sam, you can't mention it in your best man speech. We bleach our brains, take showers, and forget this ever happened. And if Santana mentions it, we tell her she dreamed it, and her psychotic Mexican third eye is in fact wrong. And Sam, if you tell Mercedes, you have to tell her she cannot tell anyone, especially Tina. Got it. It's Fight Club. What's the first rule of Fight Club? Blaine asks. Sam looks at him confused. Kurt looks at him confused. Sam smiles. We don't talk about Fight Club. Kurt shakes his head. 2 weeks later, Kurt and Blaine are sitting at the table at their wedding party, hiding their faces from their families. That night in Vegas has been mentioned in every single speech given that night, with the exception of the one given by Kurt's father. What happened in Vegas does not stay in Vegas when you're friends with these people. I love it. It's very good. I enjoy the wacky shenanigans and the implications of activities that were taking place off screen. Well, it's not an implication, it's an outright statement of things that happened off screen. But it was great. I think everyone should read it. It's on Archive of Our Own. Once again, it's called What Happens in Vegas. It's by Killer Queen 80, which is capital K-I-L-L-E-R, capital Q-U-E-E-N 80. No spaces. Killer Queen 80. She's a very good writer. You should all read all of her stuff. And that's all. That only took about 14 minutes with stuttering and mixing up the words. Sorry, but I hope you all enjoyed, and c'est la vie, arrivederci. I don't know any other language but English. I'm sorry. I'm crazy. If you want to challenge me for anything, please do so. Remember, it has to take an hour or less. I'm accepting challenges in the next few days. The only time I will not be doing a challenge is if I'm catching up on Tumblr or actually getting a job. And go. Come on. My timing is bad. Ready? Aim.